Good morning or good afternoon. This is Bob Sherwood. I'm going to show you how to use the comparative analysis component of identimap. And if you've already upgraded to the comparative analysis component, then you have some knowledge of how the individual analysis works. This is very similar, and let me show you how it works. First, go up to your hamburger and click on the hamburger. And it will open, and you see you have several options. Then click on comparative analysis, and you can start. It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to give you an example that I use. For example, I'm interviewing a marketing person. And the marketing person is in my office, or maybe outside my office, and at this point, I'm going to enter into my system the ideal traits for my marketing person. So I begin, and my traits come up, and there are approximately 80 of these, and I'm going to pick the ones that I think are key to my marketing person. So I want a people person. Click on that. I want them to be easygoing, analytical, detail-oriented. I want them to be policy-driven because I'm going to set some policies that I want them to follow. They're probably going to be somewhat artistic. I want them to be the life of the party. I want to be able to go in and really take charge of a group of people. Charismatic, I don't know about that. Yeah, I want them to be competitive. They need to be a good listener. Neat and tidy, absolutely. They like working in a group. I want them to like to work in a group. I'll select that. Not going to be too careful here because this is an example. I don't want them to give up. I want them to be emotionally stable. I want them to happy to follow somebody's lead. I don't want them to worry. I hope they're motivated by praise. Introspective thinker would be great. Optimistic for sure. Likes to inspire. A thinker. Likes nurturing. Leader maybe. I don't want them to be argumentative or moody. I want them to like to be with people. So I'm going to say that's as far as I go. So what I've done now, you notice this white curve. This white curve is the curve of the ideal candidate for my marketing spot. So they're about 1/3 of the way up on choleric. They're relatively medium sanguine, medium melancholy, and low phlegmatic. Now, if you've never done this before, then you don't know what those mean. But at this point, you probably did the individual analysis, so you got an idea of what each of those traits mean. So I've picked now the ideal trait comparison or trait example of my ideal marketing person. Now I'm going to continue. Now this is the comparative analysis. Now my marketing person I'm interviewing, their name is, I'm going to say their name is D-O-O-G, Doog. Okay? So they're going to be the person that I'm going to interview. I press continue, and guess what? Now I pass the phone to them, and I ask them to describe themselves. So now I'll be the marketing person describing himself. And I'm going to say I'm a take charge person, I'm analytical, I'm talkative, I'm detail oriented, I'm very confident, I'm passionate, I'm direct with words, I'm usually right, I'm charismatic, I'm a perfectionist, I speak my mind, I have a high self-esteem, I like working alone, I'm not organized. I will not give up. I like to be the center of attention. I'm bold. Must finish project. Hate to be alone. Agree. And I like to inspire. I must win. I'm optimistic. Don't care about other people that much. I'm inventive. I'm a visionary leader. Talk too much. I'm argumentative. I like privacy, and I want to be right. So, okay. Now, that may not be what most marketing people would describe themselves as, but that's how I describe myself in this situation. So now I go here. I press the arrow at the bottom. Now, this is what the marketing person sees, the candidate. The candidate sees this screen, and it says, "Thank you for taking the assessment. The final results are on the next screen. Please pass the mobile device back." So the marketing person, the candidate for this job, now passes the phone back to the hiring manager. That's me. Now I'm back as the hiring manager. I have the phone in my hand. I want to see the results. Wow. Now remember, the white was my ideal candidate, and the yellow is what my marketing person described as themselves. And you can see we have a big problem. We're close on two, but we're way off on the choleric and the phlegmatic. He thinks, or she thinks, she's a big decision maker. I don't want a big decision making for my marketing person. I want a person who gives me options. And then letting me, the CEO or the hiring manager or the department manager, make the decisions. So you can see we've got some differences here. This could be a discussion tool. I may have picked the wrong traits for my marketing person. The marketing person may be having a bad day. So with this information, I can sit down with my marketing person, the candidate, and say, we have some issues here we need to talk about. And I can show them the graph or not show them the graph. It's confidential. It's my information. I'm the hiring manager, but it becomes a discussion tool. And if I've got 5 or 6 candidates and I've got candidates that are closer than this candidate, I probably won't have much more discussions with this person. Now I can do some things. I can see what it means. So I can go here, and now the summary. And it'll say, for example, our analysis reveals a variance between the two scores by approximately 35%. That's a lot. And I can go on and read this if I want. I've read it a few times. I don't need to. If this is your first time with a comparative analysis, you'll probably read it in some detail. Now I can do some other things with my results. I can send a PDF. So if I type in here, let's say my email address or your email address or the email address of somebody else, I can send it to that person. And I will get the bar graph and I'll get the narrative summary. And it'll all come in a PDF to whoever you send the email to. So that's fundamentally how it's working, right? And from there you can do all sorts of variations on it. And I'll go into that in other videos. But for now, that's how this one works. Share and compare. I can go I am done. Now I'll show you something that's kind of neat. I can go here to previous scores. Now I didn't give the last one a name, so it comes under self-assessment, and it also shows 2 little guys next to it. That means it was a comparative analysis. Notice in my list, some have 2 little guys or 2 little icons, some have a single icon. A single icon is when I did an individual analysis. Now I'll just go back and take a look at one of those. So here is an individual analysis. Now here is where I can go in and pick my careers, see what I'm suited for, etc. And here is where I can go select a bar that'll tell me exactly what the traits mean. Now, what's next? I can go I am done, and back to the beginning. I can go to my comparative analysis if I want. Excuse me. Let's go back to previous scores. All my previous scores are saved. Now here's one I did a couple of days ago, and look how far apart that person was. This person is probably not going to be a potential hire. Let's look at another one, right? Go back here, click on my hamburger, go to previous scores, go to this one here. Not too far apart. Now I've done a number of these and some are right on, which means those candidates are perfect. And by the way, this is about the end of this particular demonstration on how the comparative analysis works. I'll just leave you with one thought. When you first start the comparative analysis and you first log into our system, this is the screen you get. Now from here, you'll advance to the individual assessment. If you want to proceed on the sequence of the comparative analysis, click the hamburger, click comparative analysis, and bingo, that's the screen you'll see. And that's the one you start with for the comparative analysis. This allows you to compare 2 people. It can compare what you think of me and what I think of me, or what I think of you and what you think of you, or any other kinds of analysis. So I'm going to terminate for now this particular example. By the way, you can click here and find out something about identimap. It's all there in front of you on your iPhone, explanations, analysis, for you to make decisions, good decisions, quick decisions, accurate decisions, and very helpful management information. That's all for today. Sign off. Go over to our video channel and take a look at all the videos. There are some interesting examples of how to use this tool. Our users are telling us every day new ways to use it. Have a great day. Signing off. This is Bob Sherwood. Good luck with using identimap. Good mapping.